Hello, Felix from Nintendo Life here, and today we're here to review Bugsnax on the Nintendo Switch. Now, this review was originally written by Brett Posner-Furtman and was converted into video by me. Ever since Bugsnax was announced for PlayStation back in 2020, the game has grabbed people's attention like few others. With plenty of merchandise and its catchy theme song, it seems as though the Google-ized strawberries were everywhere despite it only being a Sony exclusive at the time. Now, a year and a half later, the game has finally made the jump to Nintendo's console, launching alongside the free Isle of Bugsnax DLC. However, despite all the excitement, Bugsnax unfortunately doesn't quite stick the landing on Switch. In Bugsnax, you play as an unnamed journalist on the verge of being fired. After receiving an invite from the explorer named Lisbeth to visit the mysterious Snacktooth Island, you set out to discover the island's secrets for an exclusive scoop. As you explore the island, you come across Filbo, the Snaxburg's mayor. Filbo informs the player that Lisbeth has gone missing, and the town is disbanded after a series of earthquakes and disagreements among each other. You are then asked to bring the disgruntled townsfolk back to Snaxburg to help piece together the history of Bugsnax and find out exactly what happened to Lisbeth. The plot, while simple, does its job nicely, especially in the game's finale, and each of the characters you meet along the way are expertly voiced. However, oftentimes it's the writing that misses the mark. Up until the very end of the game, the characters are incredibly one-note, which is disappointing as such a large emphasis is placed on them and their backstories. There are a few instances where the game tries to force you to spend time with these characters at parties in between the game's chapters, but it comes off as far more intrusive than charming. It's only in the game's final moments that the story picks up and the characters start to show up any sort of uniqueness. It's clear that the developers wanted you to fall in love with these inhabitants, but in execution, they were far too generic to care about. For those confused about what Bugsnax even is, they are a group of snack-themed creatures with googly eyes that inhabit the island. Each species is designed excellently, and they range from the Crabble, a crab-apple hybrid, to the weenie worm, which is just a hot dog with googly eyes and acts just like a worm. While eating Bugsnax is a central theme of the game, it is largely a superfluous addition that boils down to some glorified townsfolk customization, which is very disappointing for one of the game's biggest selling points. There are over 100 species of Bugsnax to catch, each behaving in a unique way, making capturing for them a puzzle in itself. Despite the large number of Bugsnax, it is frustrating to see such a large number of recolored Bugsnax. For instance, the peel bug, which is citrus peel themed, has 4 different variants: green, orange, yellow, and red. In reality, the number of truly unique Bugsnax you'll encounter is far fewer than 100, which is a real shame. As you explore Snacktooth Island, you'll find beaches, forests, deserts, and frozen tundras. Each locale has unique species to find, and you'll need to use a variety of gadgets to capture them all. You can use your snack scope to scan wild Bugsnax to add them to your journal, and doing so reveals the general path they're following, giving you an edge in the Bugsnax hunt. As you progress through the game, you'll gather more tools, like a slingshot or a portable spring. The vast majority of Bugsnax you see in the wild are not required to complete the game, only the ones requested by certain townsfolk to convince them to return to Snaxburg. Since most of the quests follow the exact same formula of catching one and turning a body part of a character into a snack, things can quickly get stale and repetitive. Despite the prospect of catching 100 different Bugsnax, the game never fulfills the true potential in the gameplay department. It's relatively short, taking roughly 5 to 6 hours to clear the main campaign. While the included free DLC content adds another land to explore, as well as some new content in the form of new side quests, a customizable home, and an adorable hat mechanic for your Bugsnax, the package still feels as though it is lacking in substantial content. Another lackluster element comes from the nauseating controls. Movement and general control feels very loose, worsened by the fact that you're playing in first person. At times, it feels as though the movement is coming straight from an early 3D platformer or tech demo with no environmental feedback and unrefined physics. Gadgets, while fun to use, are often more of a headache to get working the way you expected to use them. For instance, one mission has you using a laser pointer to lead a Strabby in a hamster ball through a racetrack. The lack of precision in the control scheme made this challenge incredibly frustrating despite how simple the task at hand was. Combine the aggravating controls with a far too vague hint system on how to catch certain Bugsnax, and you get a game that we enjoyed in short bursts with an incredibly patient mindset. The Nintendo Switch version is also prone to some serious performance issues. Objects are constantly popping in, which can get incredibly jarring for some of the game's more open locales. Similarly, the game's loading times in between areas are incredibly long, sometimes over 30 seconds, completely destroying any sort of flow. It is also worth noting that the game softlocks several times during our time with it, forcing a reload of a previous save. And while not a deal breaker, textures are also much lower resolution than you might expect, especially on the environment and shadows. While these issues may be a suitable trade-off for some in order to have Bugsnax on the go, the technical issues here may be enough to look at playing the game on other platforms besides the Switch. We're told that the team is aware of some graphical and physics issues with the non-PlayStation versions, so hopefully some of these issues will be addressed with patches. We here at Nintendo Life give Bugsnax on the Nintendo Switch a 5 out of 10. And that was the review. If you want to check out this review, together with many others in written form, head over to our website, nintendolife.com. That was everything from me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Felix from Nintendo Life here, out.